Okay, now we're live. Oh,
Oh,
that's
we
going
are.
to be loud. Hold on, let me turn that down a little bit. How about that? That sounds pretty good right there, I'm betting. I'm going to move that over there just a little to catch Brian better. All right, sorry about that, guys. A little technical difficulty. We're set up at a new place. This is the new Pints and Pistons Racing and Technology Center. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're here with Brian and Mike. Or Brian and Dan, sorry.
Mike is absent.
Mike
doing
is
other
not
things.
here, so we are half a man short today.
Yes, it's Top Gear rules.
Old School's Mike says evening, guys.
Evening.
Let me bring
And
up the
then,
chat.
The half a mic that's missing says, hey guys, watching from a hotel bathroom.
Of course he is.
And then said, sounds perfect.
Of course he's watching from a bathroom.
But the stream looks good. Sounds good.
Good.
So I think we're good.
We do have one small problem. Dan goofed, didn't bring a second beer.
So
I thought
we're
you
one
were
beer
gonna-
in it tonight.
I thought you
Yeah.
were going to say Mike wasn't here.
Well, that's
no,
a smaller problem.
Yeah, it is a smaller problem. But, I mean, we have one of Mike's mics, so he's kind of here in spirit.
Yep.
Especially because they share the same name. Mike's is spelled the same way. If anyone didn't know, it's just M-I-C. There's nothing else to his name.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna go with that.
Well, it's a short name, so
It is.
it works.
It is.
But anyway, yeah, no, I failed on the beer bringing, so...
That's okay. I don't think any of us actually decided on topics either.
No, we really didn't. So
I think it's
I
just
mean-
kind of a wooze it, wing it kind of night.
I guess so.
kind of is. So apparently Toyota's doing a new MR2 style hybrid car, or at least released a concept.
Mm-hmm.
Is that like the EV Honda Prelude?
It's a hybrid Honda Prelude.
I thought it was EV. Oh, is it hybrid?
It's a hybrid.
I
It's a
saw
CRZ.
I saw something interesting on TikTok. Now, this is a coach builder that built this, but it looked amazing. So it was a brand new GMC Jimmy. They took a Canyon, single cab long bed. They shortened it, turned it into a unibody design, put the seats in the bed and created a cover for the bed seats,
Okay.
and made it into like an old school 80s like S10 Jimmy.
All right.
Oh, it was dope. Like this
Really?
thing was cool.
That is cool, actually.
And I was looking at that going, GM, get
There
your
you go.
notepad out.
Yeah.
You want to get in on that whole Bronco Jeep market?
There you go.
That's
Yeah,
it.
they won't.
That's the thing right
No,
there.
they won't.
They're also worrying about other stuff right now.
They are. Speaking of which, Ford apparently has struck a deal.
Yes, 25% wage increases for plant workers and other people and such. How do we?
Yeah, we have doggos on the porch today,
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
There are house doggos here.
and they're good. They're good doggos. Can never
Oh,
go-
wow.
Do you need
So
to-
I know video is probably very choppy, guys, and I'm sorry about that. We're using satellites to beam this to your house right now, so
Yeah, you might be audio only.
yeah, if it's choppy, we're really sorry, but there's nothing we can do. If anybody wants to get on Twitter and send a message to Elon Musk and let him know, put a couple more satellites over Ocala,
That'd be
that might
great.
help.
Yeah, I just lost all my signal. I had perfect signal a minute ago, and now.
Oh yeah, no, if you're trying on 5G, good luck.
Yeah,
It don't work out here.
Oh yeah, Mike. Dan, why? Can't forget a beer.
Yeah, Dan committed the ultimate sin.
Oh, I'm good at spelling it.
Well, looking at it this way, he hasn't dropped one yet.
Right.
That's
All right, lay down, baby. But yeah, that GMC Jimmy was just awesome looking. I was very impressed by that.
That is awesome.
What else has been going on car news wise?
The next Mazda rotary concept car that'll never get built.
Oh, you mean the hybrid with a rotary
Yeah,
power charger?
thing that looks really, really cool that will
Well-
never see the light of day.
What's funny is a bunch of news outlets, I guess, automotive news outlets, are calling it an MX-5 concept. But Mazda never directed towards it being a Miata replacement or anything, but a ton of people, a ton of different outlets were the MX-5.
Yeah, the only thing that I saw was that that it kind of follows along the patents they had filed earlier in the year for the rotary as a range extender.
Yeah, in this one they said was a two-rotor hybrid, so in my opinion, with the looks of the car, I think that might be more of a performance.
That would be more of an
thing.
RX than an MX.
Yeah, and I don't know. I guess kind coming from your local Mazda fanboy, good for them.
It'll never see the light of day.
It's
No,
not
yeah.
logistically feasible. I'm sorry. In the sense of, okay, so you're doing an EV with a range extender, right?
It's a
The
rotary.
idea of doing a range extension is to use as little fuel as possible
And
to
rotaries
make
are not that.
that electricity. And rotaries are a lot of things. Fuel efficient isn't one, because a 1.3 liter rotary got like 12 miles to the gallon.
Well,
Oh,
and, didn't
12A's got shit mileage.
Didn't
I mean,
the
it wasn't
MX
that great.
Didn't the MX-30 get released overseas? I didn't follow that, to be honest.
I don't know.
Unfortunately,
I don't know.
The MX-30 is their one that's the single rotor hybrid.
Speaking of rotary, I saw something the other day. Nobody
Alright,
really
see.
knows anything about this because it was Russian, like Cold War era Russian, so there's not a lot of documentation to be found on this thing, but they had apparently built a 5-sided Wankel engine.
Yes, I've actually seen that. It was supposed to be aviation use, if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken. And from what I understand, there is a handful of those motors in existence in the world somewhere.
Yeah, like I said, I've seen the article that I read.
Literally
had-
a pentagon.
It had a shape. It had a shape of the rotor, and it kind of had a design drawing of the housing.
Yeah,
Speaking of housings, Mr. Rob Dom,
Mr. Rob Dam.
he's attempting to make his own billet aluminum irons.
No, I'm sure whatever amount of engineering is behind it, he can probably achieve. So
Yeah, he's actually doing it. Like episode 1's been posted, and
I'm still closely following the Mazet Formula 5 build.
that thing is rad.
It is, and he's so far, I guess he's got the intake manifold done and the turbo manifold done.
Yeah, the first 5-rotor engine.
Only in existence, yeah, 5-rotor. And it's a prototype like Lamar race car.
Yeah.
Yeah, mid-mounted, gigantic Turbsky.
Oh yeah, our video was like.
Yeah, it's chopped up really bad. Can you guys let us know in the comments if audio's coming through okay?
Or if the stream's even just crashing.
Or if it's just completely crashing out?
Hey, 5G's back.
Yeah, let me get on because I got Wi-Fi.
I got nothing.
I
Let's
got
see what it's doing. Yeah, it's chopped up really bad. Can you guys let us know in the comments
well.
if audio's coming
Oh, the audio works. Sorry, guys.
really bad? Can you guys let us know in the comments if audio's coming? I
The
mean,
audio works. Sorry, guys.
audio's working, so...
Yeah, the audio is working.
Look how far behind the video.
Yeah, the video's really far behind. So, sorry about that, guys. If you're
Yeah.
watching and you keep seeing us freeze and stop moving, that's just us. The
blame
video's
Elon Musk.
fine. We are literally freezing in place.
Hey, at least the audio's good, and the audio's nice and crisp too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true podcast format. Don't look with your eyes, listen with your ears.
Right.
You know.
Put us on and go for a nice long drive on your Bluetooth.
Right.
There you go. That's an idea. So,
But,
I
what
saw
else?
a first gen Mazda 929 the other day.
really?
Yes. Alive and well. And not smoking or doing anything bad. It was like a goldish tan on brown. Old guy driving it. Looked clean.
Yeah.
Just cruising along. I haven't seen one of those. The last time I saw one was in a junkyard.
On the way here,
Actually.
I saw a Subaru wagon, pearl white, lowered, Eurofogs, rolled by. It was almost like the Citrus County, Marion County version of Super Gramps.
nice.
Really clean looking.
I did see a blah by Impreza like hatchback, the two-tone one, like the Foresty edition or whatever. It was like green with like a silver bottom.
Okay.
Yeah, looked pretty nice.
Yeah.
And
Didn't see much of anything interesting in Gainesville. I did see like an early '90s Defender, US spec Defender. I was like, okay, that was clean.
I've been seeing this 300ZX around Crystal River, especially going down Fort Island Trail a couple of times.
the gray one.
Yeah, that stupid clean one.
Yeah, his name's
Like,
Shop.
car looks brand new. It's beautiful.
Oh no, wait, maybe not the one then.
This thing is absolutely
No,
gorgeous.
It's not his then. I was gonna say I know, but somebody who's got one. It's got like a Japanese Sun front license plate on it, but it's not. It's not.
No,
clean.
this one's
It's not clean though.
This one's like concourse clean.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting. I was trying to think. There was something else I saw the other day that like superbly tickled my fancy. I don't know. My car lost its rear bumper.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. In Mexico.
Yep.
Allegedly.
High-speed detachment.
No. It's like we're on Starlink. It's Elon. What was it? A rapid, unscheduled disassembly.
That's what I mean. It was a high-speed,
that.
rapid, unscheduled disassembly.
Yeah, aerodynamics is a bitch. Yeah, speaking of weird aerodynamics and the effects that it has on cars, I mean, I don't know, you guys that probably don't regularly watch Formula One, but this past Formula One race was at Circuit of the Americas, Austin, or the USGP, and they pulled 4 cars out of line for the finishers to inspect the ride height. So they've got the fiber wood plank on the bottom, and it has to be a minimum thickness of 10 millimeter when they're done with the race. Because that track is so bumpy, you see cars bouncing around, and there are a lot of times you'll see there's some titanium on the bottom of the back end of the plate. When you see the car sparking, you know their downforce is pushing them low.
Right.
Lewis Hamilton DQ'd out of second. Charles Leclerc, wherever he finished, DQ'd. And so they inspected 4 cars, 2 of them failed, and 2 of them passed.
Yep.
Wow.
And the amount of downforce that those cars create when they're in speed, though, is absolutely insane.
Well, those cars can drive upside down at like 120 miles
I saw
an hour.
a YouTube channel where some guy's trying to build a tunnel to do just that.
Yeah.
To actually run a winged car. Yeah, they generate more downforce than they weigh.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's insane.
All I know is trying to drive those cars in the simulator. It's mind-boggling. Like, just in the simulator, I do that just in the simulator, and I go, I don't know how they can do it. I don't know how they can possibly drive those cars at their limits like they do.
Because they were on a go-kart at 5 years old.
Right. Even then, though. I mean, it's not just about training. It's something that a normal human being can't do. You have to have
They're like
those
fighter pilots.
superhuman reflexes like a fighter pilot.
It's funny
does.
you mention that because I was reading that recently they apparently did a study on a mass majority of F1 drivers, and there is something that is about them that is not the same as the general populace.
Yes.
Like, they are basically superhuman.
Well, it's why they
se.
call the amazing drivers aliens.
Mm-hmm.
You're not from this planet, bro. You're something different.
Yeah.
But those cars, the things those cars do is just, it's mind-boggling. It hurts your brain when you're trying to push them. Like, I'd get into the simulator, and I tried for hours to try and get a grip on driving one of those cars. And for hours, I beat my head against this wall, and I couldn't do it.
The biggest thing is brake at the absolute last second.
It's not even about
Those
that. I mean, it's literally, they're so fast
Yeah.
that I don't have the reflexes capable of
You can't
taking
process the
them.
information fast enough.
Correct. My brain doesn't move at that speed. That there is a speed there that is incalculable to my particular brain.
And your brain does go very fast.
Right.
That's the thing.
I looked it up. I looked it up recently because right now there's only one track. I think there's only one track that both Indy cars and Formula One run on, and it's COTA, Circuit of the Americas. I think the last stat that I saw was like 2021, either 2020 or 2021. And I need to back up because in the 80s, CART, Championship Auto Racing Teams, which was the sanctioning body in the series that did Indianapolis 500 and basically was IndyCar for the U.S. before Tony George decided to blow everything up with the IRL. Those were the dominant cars in the world. Like, Formula One drivers were coming to the United States to race in CART because the cars were so much faster and the racing was so much better.
Right.
Now, after what Tony George did with the IRL and kind of dumbed the cars down, they're still dumbed down. It's basically 2 chassis and 2 engines, which you got to choose from. At Circuit of the Americas, a Formula One car staying within track limits, whereas I think on turn one of the long terms, the Indy cars go way out of track limits to maintain their speed around that corner. Formula One staying within track limits on that, or at least keeping 2 tires within track limits. Formula One cars were 16 seconds a lap quicker
Yeah.
than the Indy cars.
That's insane.
16 seconds a lap.
Right.
And a lap time for a Formula One car is like, I think the pole lap this year was like 134. Was pole. So 152 for an Indy car.
Right. And IndyCar is no joke neither.
No, they're not.
Those things are fast.
They are, but yeah, that's mind blowing.
It is.
Yeah, because I saw the thing about on TikTok about the plank on the bottom of the cars and how they measure it and everything. Because everybody was upset because they got disqualified, but they broke the rules.
Only two.
They broke the rules.
Yeah, only 2 cars got disqualified.
Right.
They picked 4 out. They picked 4 out of the race. 2 passed, 2 failed.
And they picked them out for a reason.
And
there were marshals watching that straightaway, going, he's bottoming out more than anybody else. Let's pull him in.
The Mercedes, the plank, the minimum thickness on the plank after the race is 10 millimeter. The Mercedes was 9.
Yeah.
But yeah, those cars don't have a foot clutch.
No.
They basically have one handle on the side is the clutch. It's a hand, and once you release it to go, you don't use it anymore.
Yeah.
Everything else is just up, down, and right foot gas, left foot brake. It's just that's all you do. I could brake.
The brakes in those cars. It's not a brake pedal. It's not a boosted brake pedal like we get in a car. It is a rock.
Yeah.
You apply force to it to slow the car down, but it doesn't move.
No, it's just...
It's just a solid object that it's like a force meter. You just put force against it and it makes the car slow down.
Yeah, between that and the energy recovery for the, curves or whatever the hell they're calling the system now, but... Yeah, so when you see Formula One cars, when you see them going into corners and see the lights on the back of the car...
Yeah.
That's energy recovery.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So and you'll usually see when they're qualifying, car will go out for the out lap, and they'll bring tires up to temperature. When they find a spot where they can go, they'll bring tires up to temperature, and you'll see them like the last half of the track. Every corner you see you see them lighting the battery up, and that's because they're wanting to get as much charge into the battery as they can, so that when they launch down the front straight, they've got all that. They've got all of that right out of the coming right out of the hole.
Yeah. I wonder if the Formula One drivers get the rally face, the focus face, because you can see it on rally drivers because they use them open face helmets.
Who the hell was it? Marcus Grunholm, Blinky. The irony of him calling him Blinky is that for an entire stage, the man didn't blink.
Yeah.
For an entire stage.
Mm-hmm. And
I can't imagine going more than 2 or 3 seconds without blinking.
Right.
They'll hunker close to the wheel and go. And they're making perfect movements going. And like their eyes just twitch side to side, mouth open, and not blinking. And just listening
to the navigator.
And going.
Well, it's like watching them guys on the pedals.
Oh yeah.
The dance that they do on the pedals.
It's ridiculous.
Watching the old rally videos of the Group B Audis.
Yes.
And they are just I've
lost track of my feet by then.
Yeah, Walter Rohrl and Michelle Moulin. Both of those two driving those cars was insane.
Watching Rohrl do, I think it was Rohrl that did the E30 M3, the one video that I always like to show.
Yeah.
I believe that was him, where he's in the E30 M3 and he is just distancing himself from everybody else. Like, he won it by like over a minute over the course of the weekend. Like, he was like a minute or two ahead of everyone. Just watching him drive that car, like, he drives it like it's an extension of himself.
Yeah. What was another one? Here in the U.S., the Audi Quattros and everything, coming from Group B Rally when they decided to take them IMSA racing and in the four-door sedans and bring them over here for Trans Am and all that. Mm-hmm. I remember as a kid watching Wide World of Sports and seeing Hans Stuck and Hurley motherfucking Haywood just absolutely rip those Audis around all the V8 muscle cars. It just blew my mind to watch those cars do what they did.
Oh yeah.
And then hearing them across the TV and hearing how different that 5-cylinder sounded compared to the V8s. It's like,
there's nothing like one of them 5 cylinders, man.
it's like I'm not quite sure what I'm hearing here, but I dig it.
I had to move a Jetta. I was helping move cars from one of the hurricanes from one lot to another. That's pretty much what we all do, everybody in the entire place. And it was a Jetta. And, moving cars, multiple locations, multiple cars, we have to see what the cars do. And I slapped it. And the sound, I immediately lit off the gas and I was like, did they put 5 cylinders in Volkswagens? And then I pulled over and I looked it up. And it was like, yeah, the 2.5, it's a 2.5 5-cylinder. And I got back on the road and I floored it again and took it all the way up. And I was like, oh my, even stock.
Oh my Lanta.
Oh! I love that sound. There's nothing like a 5-cylinder.
Yeah.
They seriously have one of the most unique sounds.
So I haven't actually heard one. But you know the Atlas 4200, so-called Ameribara?
Yes. Yeah.
They had a 5-cylinder Atlas as well in Colorado's and Canyons.
Yeah, they did. I remember that. A big one, right? Like a 3.
I think it's 2.7.
Yeah, 2.7. I knew it was like close to 3.
I figured I'd go ahead and get us started on a beer.
Yeah, no worries. We're just
Been in for a
Beer
minute.
and doggos.
What is this?
So this is Persimmon Hollow Blood Orange Wheat Ale
With a little VW bug
with a
on it.
VW bug on it.
Hauling a giant orange on the roof.
Well, yeah, like I said, I saw the picture and I was like, all right. And this is 5% alcohol by volume. And I guess the IB, very low on the bitter scale.
No tipping.
I hear the boxer grunt. From DeLand. I've been to DeLand before. Have you been to DeLand?
I might have it one time or another.
DeLand in Florida, fun fact of the day, has a very, very actually high altitude above sea level. And you will find houses in DeLand that actually have basements.
Really?
Yes.
That means they're far enough above the water table where they can do that kind of thing.
Yep.
Yes.
All right.
I've seen
Let's
one
see
with
how the
my
nose
own.
is. Oh.
You know, so when I got this,
That's orangey.
Yeah.
I was in Total Wine in Gainesville. I could not find an Irish Red. I take that
know.
back. There was one, but it was one we've had before, and it was a good one. It was the 81 base Slow Red,
Oh, yeah.
which really good one. But we've had that one before. But yeah, I could not find an Irish Red.
I look for them and I never find them. Like, I go to places like that. I go to, Total Wine and stuff like that, and I can't find them.
Read in, my friend, because I don't have my readers on, and I can't
Yeah,
see it.
it's small print.
It's tiny, tiny.
From the land of the sun, citrus, and sand comes the beer that tastes like summer all year long.
Ooh, it's golden.
Our blood orange wheat is crisp and refreshing, with a splash of that. Oh gosh!
Of that Florida citrusy goodness.
Thank you.
It truly is sunshine in a glass.
They got dark.
We've had a couple of beers that have claimed to be sunshine in a glass.
I know.
Well, I know that the Lost Coast Tangerine Wheat, that's the one that I call summer in a glass.
I also like the little message: drink sensibly, but get weird.
I'll
Goes
drink
without
for that.
Goes
Drink
without saying.
sensibly, but get weird.
Cheers, boys.
Goes without
Cheers.
saying.
Mike. No, you're not here.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Hell
For
yeah.
real.
Proper.
Okay.
Fucking
Okay.
proper.
Whoa.
I'm disappointed that I couldn't find an Irish Red because now it's starting to get the weather where the Irish Red is going to be, on my where I'm going to want it to be.
It's a proper.
I am not disappointed with
I'm
that.
not disappointed in this
It's
at
a-
all.
That
It's
is almost like Florida Man.
It's a proper wheat, though.
Yeah,
Yep.
I never got to sample Florida Man because I was in the middle of medical adventures.
You get wheat, you get orange, you get peel. Done.
So it's got a strong orange taste to
Oh,
it,
very much so.
but it's not overwhelming the wheat.
No, it
No,
tastes.
it's
it,
not.
It
The
tastes like-
wheat ale is still there and it's still good and strong.
Like I
Yeah,
said,
it
like
tastes
I
like
said-
real orange juice, not like the.
Yeah.
But
stuff
also,
you buy at
but also
stores.
right on the nose, it's like an orange zest going on.
Proper though.
But then boom, it's gone,
And then it's gone.
and then you're like, oh,
Clean, refreshing,
I need
delicious.
to do that again.
Yes, this is
I could have 5-8 of those.
yeah, for real.
I could definitely have 5 or 8 of those.
Oh, like a 7-Eleven of them? Yeah.
You know,
6, 8 beers, you know?
Oh, yeah.
and I do have to be back in Gainesville a week from today, and I was planning on stopping up there for next episode. I would not be surprised if I brought another 6-pack of this home with me as well.
Absolutely.
That's delicious.
Because it's really good. Now, taco night.
I need a 6-pack of this for quesadilla night. That would go so good with my chicken quesadillas.
Yeah, like I said, Taco Tuesday with these.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. That's
Taco Tuesday with the mango hot sauce that I had this past week.
Oh,
And this,
yeah.
Because like I said, I had my tacos with the mango hot sauce, and I had the Leinenkugel's Juicy Peach Wheat Ale, or whatever. That was fantastic. That whole combination was, like, really, really good. This would put that over the top.
Speaking of next episode, I'll make sure that Zach definitely does come. Especially because he wants both you and Mike, too, to take his car for a ride. So.
I'm down.
Oh, excuse me. That's delicious, though.
Be sure you bring a goddamn beer. Slacker.
Yeah.
Slacker.
That's on me.
Right on. Did not know that.
I don't know what he was
Everything's
talking
fine.
about on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's proper, though. That's a delicious beer. Good choice, sir.
Yes, I'm
Definitely a good choice.
perfectly happy with this one. Yeah, I can definitely see another 6-pack of this coming home because it's good.
Like, that is just really good and refreshing. That's
I know.
That's a perfect beer.
Yeah, no, there's like zero, like, and I hate saying it, there's zero aftertaste, but it's not a bad thing, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, it's,
No, it's a really good flavor, and then it leaves. It
Yeah.
doesn't hang out on
yeah,
you.
and like, I don't mean that, like, you know, in a negative way, it just,
No, that's what you want from a good, refreshing beer.
Yeah.
go,
Right
go,
back.
go get her!
Uh-oh. Chris is up to something.
You gotta go say bye.
He does.
Go, go, go. Wow, that was really good. I really like that.
Error. YouTube is not receiving enough video to
Yeah,
maintain smooth
it is
Yep.
what it is.
Yeah.
The audio's still good, though. At least, I hope. I don't know. Oh, I got 5G again. Hooah!
Yeah, I don't
Go
have
quick. Go quick.
Yeah, I don't have
I'm going
squat.
quick. I'm gonna make sure it's still working.
You're fine.
Go, 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 go. Come on, 5G. Let's see. Are we still good?
Did it lock up? It's working.
Nope. Audio is perfect.
The audio's fine.
So it's True Podcast.
It is.
Yeah.
Man, we're man down, we're bandwidth down,
Yep.
we're beer
A
down.
bandwidth down.
Well, so at least that does answer the question. We probably won't be able to do any streams out here,
Yeah.
unfortunately. So everybody understands, I'm on Starlink, and it's worked fantastic for me as far as like streaming and stuff like that.
But the upload is
It's looking like
apparently-
the upload speed's just not good enough for this.
Yeah. And
So,
we've got everything shut off. Like
I
the
was
only
gonna
thing
say,
running
too,
is this.
the auction car at the end is probably gonna be.
Yeah, we might have to.
We'll just have to,
It
like,
might still upload the
I mean,
pictures.
yeah, I was gonna say it will do the pictures actually.
Yeah,
It's a little-
Mike just said that the audio is still working well.
Yeah, the audio.
As long as we got audio, I don't think anybody really cares to see us.
You're probably right.
They don't watch the show for our dashing good looks.
Oh, what do you?
She
Now-
just wants
Down.
all the love.
Okay, now
Her
too
good
bad.
looks.
Now too bad we
Down.
don't have the video because you guys have got to see. I'm getting invaded by a dog,
And she's such a good dog.
She
Yes,
is.
She is.
She's a sweet pie.
and the other dog is just chilling out.
Willie's
man.
sleeping.
Yeah, Willie's just being chill.
He's having a naps. But
Yeah, and Shelby was concerned that the dogs would be a problem.
No, not
Only-
at all.
right.
Well, other than the problem, we just get distracted by dogs.
Right. That's
Yeah,
not a
'cause it's-
problem.
No, it's dog. Dog
That's-
does that.
that's-
Yes,
fine.
dog does that.
Dog does do that.
Yep, dogs. That's
And
the
this
way.
one, she'll stand here this whole time. If all I do is sit here and just stroke her
She's good
back
with
like
it.
this, she's
Yep.
fine.
I did it. We had a baseball game on Thursday
No
night,
lick.
and somebody brought a freaking
No
pit
lick.
bull husky
No.
puppy.
Oh, that's
And-
got to be wild.
No.
No, I wasn't sitting with anybody else. I was
Ah.
playing with Diesel.
Ah.
And then he was sleeping. He was just so precious.
That's awesome.
Look at the big smile on your face, dog.
Oh yeah. There's people here giving her
getting
attention.
petted. That's all she cares
I
about.
feel the pets.
She's good.
Oh, and pets is. So, yeah, there's cars that exist in the world, if you didn't know that.
Oh, so last episode we talked about, what to expect at like a car show. Our car show, we had 164 cars on the property.
Damn.
I heard it was big. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Tickles
That's
on
like-
the feet, my love.
Our biggest one before was
It
128.
was tickles.
We did 164 on the property.
Nice.
Like
Get down.
between 9:30 and 10 o'clock, more cars were
Beeps.
coming in, and I'm looking at the lot, and I'm like, I don't know where the hell we're gonna put these guys.
Right?
But we did have some cool stuff at the show, though. Somebody had built a replica of the first Ford vehicle, the quadricycle,
Oh yeah,
with a hit-miss engine. Like, they
Really?
basically took the plans
and rebuilt it.
and then made everything from scratch and built one.
Nice.
Oh,
And it was there, and it was so cool.
speaking of the Fordliness, did you see the Celine Mustang on Bring a Trailer for sale?
I did not. I haven't looked at Bring a Trailer in a while. One, because it's a pain in the ass to save pictures from Bring a Trailer.
Yeah.
And two, because it's still like money laundering.
It was you have to help me here because you're good with it. 87 maybe Celine Mustang.
Box body,
Yeah.
the OG Celine's.
So yeah, okay, it was 87 Celine Mustang.
Do you happen to remember what number was on the bumper?
Yeah.
Oh, that probably went nuts. So was it the white one with the yellow and black and gray stripe down the side and the speedline wheels and all that stuff on
No,
it?
it was white, had the blue stripage on it.
Okay.
Different wheels. The exhaust was different. It had stamps that said Federal Emission Test Vehicle or something like that on it. It was used for the emissions testing and then used in SCCA for a while. Kind of raggedy, to be honest. The car was pretty beat.
Well, the thing
And,
is, Steve Celine, that's what he did. He was an SCCA racer. And he started modding and racing Fox bodies, and
Sold for $101,000.
not surprised.
No, I'm
at
not
all.
either. The car, that's such a like a history piece holder right there.
Oh, yeah,
and
that's patient zero.
yeah,
So, speaking of patient zero, so a few years ago, me and Mike and Brian Two Legs, we went to Sebring for a 12-hour race. And when we were walking around, kind of middle of the day, like I said, after a few laps had gone in, about an hour into it, we decided, hey, let's go check out the midway and let's go check out other parts of the track. So we're riding the trams around, and then we get over on the other side of start-finish straight. So we're now in like the midway, and then we can walk to other parts of the track from there. And then right outside of 17B, leading onto the front onto start-finish, there was a Porsche paddock. So we're looking at all these cars, and we walk around in there. There's 934s, there's 934.5s, 935s, 2.7 RSs, 930 turbos,
all the goods.
like every greatest hit, except a 959. Surprising there was no 959 sitting there, but aside from the 959, every greatest hit of air-cooled Porsche was there, and some of the greatest hits of liquid-cooled Porsches, like a GT2 RS, like all of these crazy-ass cars, and then it's kind of sitting off to the side by itself was this ratted-out-looking 356 coupe. Well, we roll up on that 356 coupe to take a look at it, because obviously it's looking a whole lot different than these perfect, restored, pristine museum cars that are over here too. And we read the little tag on it. It was the only works race car that was sold to a privateer team here in America to race SCCA racing, and it still races SCCA racing.
Nice.
It has
awesome.
never been restored. It has spent its entire existence running SCCA racing here in the United States. One of one, unrestored. Thing was covered in track rash. Like, it was dirty,
Not for nothing. Those
Dense.
356s are actually fun to sling around.
but these things was full of dents. Like little small dents and dings all over the place. You could see where rocks have come up and hit it and knocked paint off. Tire rubber had knocked paint off of it. Other parts of other cars had banged into it and knocked paint off of it. Everything was worn, but it was all perfectly serviceable. But you could tell this car had seen some shit.
It had
This
been
car
driven in
stories.
anger its entire life.
Yes, this car had stories, and it was, like I said, and it wasn't a museum piece. It was still being raced as of a few years ago when we went.
I got a car Florida man story for you. That's how you know it's an interesting one.
Do I need to flip, flow, and activate?
Yes, definitely.
Oh, I
I
saw a video.
love that guy. I'm sorry.
I saw a video of him the other
Oh,
day.
hold on.
Rick.
What's going on here? The
Hello,
phone
Rex.
activate.
I saw a video of him the other day, and the shirt he had on was freaking awesome. It just said "The Villages," and it was a giant pineapple with sunglasses.
So, Florida man rents a Chevrolet Equinox, brand new one from, I think, Enterprise, whatever. He rents it. He rents it with the intention of keeping it forever. And they tell him, you know, if you don't return this car and la da 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 da, we have a GPS on this vehicle that will prevent it from starting. Florida man takes the rental from South Florida, drives up to Tampa, and he's now an Uber. It's his new Uber car. But he remembered what they said.
Yeah.
Chevy Equinox. He confessed to the police and everything and told everybody wholeheartedly, you can look it up. He said, you know, that's how I did it. Car ran for a month straight. He never turned it off. He left it running at night. He left it running while he filled it up with gas. The car ran for a solid month straight before he got caught.
That is some solid. As an actual Florida man, I can say that is some straight up Florida man shit right there.
That's, you know what? I give the man credit. That was a pro gamer move.
Always.
Hey, if you
Always
don't bring this car back,
Hey.
it won't start.
Hey.
I just won't shut it off then.
Hey, always something going on in Florida. Glad I got it on a flip phone.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
oh my God,
he was-
that dude is
He
awesome.
was Ubering people when he got pulled over. Because, like, a cop just came behind him and just was like, he wasn't, and the cop even said, like, wasn't breaking the law, just ran his tag and came up stolen. And he was literally Ubering people to, like, to go to dinner. And then he's like, oh, man, I just never turned the car off. And it's like, wait, what? He said, yeah. At night, I just put it in the backyard, and then I fill it up with gas with it running. And then anywhere I went, I just leave it running all the time.
I would have to leave the review. Best Uber ride ever.
Right.
Hey, is the Chevy Equinox the new, like, generator of our time or something? Like,
Maybe.
that motor was just vibing idle hours, like, for a long
I wonder
time.
which engine it was.
The new Equinox has a little tiny guy. 1-something turbo. 1.5? Is that what GM's using, I think?
A little three cylinder.
No, it's a 4.
It's a
a
four
4
banger?
banger. It's like a 1.5, I think, or something like that.
I mean, a month. That's pretty impressive.
Really is. You were gonna go lay on that though, Willie. It was squishy.
Well, yeah, but there's no people over there.
I know. He said.
gonna
I
come over
noticed you guys were over here.
Yeah, I'm gonna come over. I'm gonna go over here and get some attention.
Yes.
Get some.
Tippy.
Oh yes.
Tippy, come sit. Good girl.
Ooh, those good girls.
Oh yeah, these dogs are great.
Oh yeah. I've been working the sit with her because when we first started living together, she would be in the crate and she would jump at the crate trying to get out of the crate when you come to open it. And I've gotten her to the point where it's Tippy sit. And she sits and lets you open the door now.
Yeah.
Tippy.
Aw.
Come on, get down.
Yeah, so Willie's awesome. Willie's totally figured. Okay, I'm going where the people are. Get fed. I'm not gonna lay down right now.
Willie's
That's all he wants. He just wants you
he's
to
an
love
old boy,
him.
isn't he?
Yeah, he's old. He's like 12 years old.
Oh hell yeah! He's getting around good. And
I
he's
know it's not car related, but the world's oldest dog recently passed away.
31.
That's
Damn.
insane. 31
Yeah,
years old.
and he was
Tippy
a
sit.
good-looking pup too. Actually,
Yeah.
like even for the age and everything. I think it was Benson was his name. I
Something
think?
like that. Yeah.
Tippy, come here, babes. Come over here. Let me get your butt. I want to get your butt. You has this like soft chunky.
Brian,
foof.
wife's considering whether to do another car show at Napa. Would you be able to help out? Maybe. We'll get together on that next time you're over.
The old Napas.
Yeah, it's funny. We can all see the chat, but
Yeah.
we're still idiots about not reading it.
Not
right away.
reading it or watching it.
Yeah, it tends to be like that.
I think it's even worse right now because we know the video's not even, so we're not even looking at the computer. We're just sitting
Right.
here chatting like we
Oh,
would
yeah,
be.
bullshit.
BSing.
We're basically just sitting here chatting like we would be, and if the computer wasn't here. So. Yeah, I don't think the pictures for the auction car are going to show up on the. I mean, they'll show up for you here, but you guys won't. You guys won't get able to see them.
They might get like some still frames for about a minute.
I've got a little bit of car news I saw that we haven't talked about, and it brought up an interesting topic. So the whole push is EVs, right?
Yes.
Everyone wants to push these EVs. We want everybody to drive an EV. Something that hasn't been discussed is insuring these vehicles.
Ooh. I know the insurance on them is quite a bit more.
Well, here's the reason. There's a reason why. You buy an EV and all of a sudden you get an insurance sticker shock because you're paying double the insurance premiums for the same kind of vehicle. So you buy a Tesla and you get into a minor accident where it's like, gotta replace a control arm, and a fender, and a wheel. The insurance companies are getting really gun-shy about fixing these cars.
Yeah.
Because you've got all these computers and stuff that are integrated into that battery.
Yeah.
That they're worried you jar that car hard enough and the integrity of the battery, especially on a Tesla, because that battery packs the whole undercarriage, right?
Most of them are.
And most of them are now. You get into a minor accident and you damage that $20,000 battery pack, the car's totaled.
Speaking of that, so you guys...
And their biggest concern is, okay, so we fix the bodywork, and 2 weeks later the battery goes bad.
So you guys saw the Rivian that got the small fender bender, though they had to pretty much cut the whole side of the truck off, and the crazy ass amount of money that was.
Oh, yeah.
So I saw a thing on YouTube, a guy that does paintless dent repair. There was another Rivian that had a minor chunk in the back like that.
Was it the green one that got rear-ended?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was
And
like, wasn't it like $14,000 or something?
It was like it was a lot, and
dude's bumper was cracked.
And I think it was I think the paintless dent guy ended up charging like $3,500 for the paintless dent repair.
Yeah.
But he did it.
My God.
Mm-hmm.
Like he went through, and it took him, like they really had to do, like him and the owner of the truck went back and forth a bunch of times figuring out, okay, can we actually make this work? And then the owner of the truck finally just had the truck shipped to him, and he just went and just methodically went about it, and he did it for, like I said, a couple grand, $3,000, something like that, which...
I quoted a battery today.
For?
2012 Optima Hybrid.
Scrap the car?
Scrap the car.
Yeah, scrap the car.
So, you know how you had to order one for that other hybrid recently? Almost triple that.
Wow.
I'm still amazed at the guy that
$12,000.
I'm still amazed at the guy that was trying to service his hybrid battery on his own.
I haven't heard from him in a while. I hope he's okay.
Yeah, I've got one in the shop right now. Well, I pushed it out back finally. We had to order. It's a brand new hybrid SUV of manufacturer we won't speak of.
And the price is surprisingly
car has
cheap.
214 miles on it.
Yep.
And what happened is something caused the engine to not start. It had a fault in the engine starting system. And the customer didn't realize the engine wasn't starting until the hybrid battery was dead.
Bricked it.
And it bricked it. It's bricked. It will power on, but it won't start the car because it needs the hybrid battery to run the starter generator to start the engine.
Yeah.
And the hybrid battery is below 5%. It's dead. It's bricked.
Yeah.
Only thing you can do at that point is replace that hybrid battery with one out of the box that's got 50% charge.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, this thing, the battery was like just under 5 Gs.
They're really easy to change on those too. That's the funny part. They're mounted on the undercarriage, and it looks like a gas tank.
Yeah, like a big
4 bolts and 1 plug, and it's out.
Nice. That's better.
Yeah.
But what we all learned from Tavares is it's just a ton of little single cell ones.
It is.
Yeah, that P1
together.
Yeah, Tavares' P1 is no longer going to be a hybrid.
Yep.
Yep. It's not. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm perfectly fine with that.
What was it, like $100,000 for that battery?
But
the thing is,
the OEM battery was $160.
But the thing is, Rich Rebuilds, when they started looking at it, he figured out what cells they were and how much the cells cost.
Yeah, no,
there's no way this battery should cost that much.
Right.
And I was like, I saw like on his page and like people started talking about the comments and he got in the comments too. So they came to like a total price. If he did the same amount of cells buying them himself and then used one of his charging modules and all that and everything, probably would have been about 25 grand.
Yeah. That's
compared to 160.
McLaren tax for real.
But then Tavares was like, you know what? No.
Yeah.
No.
It's just gas powered now.
We'll do the delete.
Yeah.
Right.
We'll do the delete.
And I'm okay with that.
I am too.
And that car, I can't wait for that car to be done. That is going to be, it's one of a kinds.
Yeah, with the body that he's putting on it, and
that will probably go up for sale as soon as it's done. Anyway,
I don't know. He still has a 675 LT.
Yeah, he's still working on it.
Well, he had to put another engine in it.
I know.
Yeah, him and Sam from Hard Up Garage, they blowed it up.
Yeah.
Because he ran it hard before it was fully warmed up.
Big bada boom.
Well, it's like, I mean, I still have this mild, like, ADHD back of my head obsession with doing my own EV conversion on a vehicle. Like, I would love to do that. Like, if I could take my truck, for example. If I could take the truck and make it electric powered.
Nope.
No?
Not that truck.
Yeah.
Any other truck, fine. Not that
But,
truck.
I mean, a truck just like that. Not that specific truck.
There is no other truck just like that one. That
No,
truck is its own entity.
I know.
That truck is its own entity. And I'm only telling you this because if I don't, Sabrina will magically appear and beat the hell out of you
Yes,
for saying
I know.
that.
But I mean,
thinking that.
a truck just like that,
So I'm looking out for you here.
Just,
An
OBS Ford, short cab, short bed, 2-wheel drive. Take that, buy 2 battery packs out of a Chevy Bolt, bolt it in where the fuel tanks are, put a 110 horsepower electric motor in it with a 5-speed manual.
Yeah, just to keep it fun.
Well, it's more efficient than trying to use an automatic. Trying to use an automatic with an electric motor don't work.
You could just, with the rear end gear, you could literally just
lock it in third and go.
You could literally just bolt the engine to a drive shaft and drive the rear axle. I mean,
right. I mean, if you've got the 410 gears in the back, who cares?
You don't need a transmission.
That's why most people use like a CVT.
And use that. Like, it's the thing I keep saying about EVs. One of the biggest problems we have with EVs, they want us all to buy an EV.
Yeah.
Where's the $18,000 EV?
There isn't one.
Right.
There isn't even an $18,000 car anymore. I don't think the Lancer's $18,000 anymore.
No, you can still buy I think the cheapest car in America is $14,900, and that's that little Mitsubishi.
The Mirage.
Not the Mirage.
The Colt.
Huh?
The Colt.
It's smaller than that. It's not the Mirage.
No, they call it a Colt. Like the Dodge Colt. It's a tiny little thing.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the cheapest car in America. Like, you can still buy a Rio. I think the base model Rio still specs out at like $17,900 or $18,900 for the absolute base.
Good luck finding one.
Right. You can't ever find them, but they're there.
So, the cheapest EV available, because I actually was just looking at that the
Nissan
other day.
Leaf.
No, Chevy Bolt.
Chevy Bolt?
Yeah. That's $27,000. That's the cheapest.
That's a $30,000 car.
That is the cheapest.
And
it only has like a 180 or 200 something mile radius.
Range. Yeah, the other problem with the Leaf is they didn't liquid cool their batteries.
Right.
Yeah, no.
That's the problem with the Leaf. Is the battery degradation, as we've seen, witness David Tracy's adventures with his $2,000 Leaf.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. But yeah, I mean, that's the other problem too. Is the cost of batteries. Battery shits to the bed, you've pretty much mechanically totaled the car.
Right. Well, and that's what I'm saying.
The only way that makes sense is if you're in a state like California, which it's law that there's an extended warranty on EV batteries for cars, and that's how David Tracy from Autopian got his BMW i3, the cheapest i3 that was good. That's because the battery was junk.
Yep.
The battery was junk, and because of that weird little California law, the extended warranty on batteries that they have to have for EVs for sale in California, got a brand new battery from the dealership at zero cost to him.
Right.
So I mean,
otherwise that car was mechanically totaled.
Yeah.
I did see an i8 yesterday. That just reminded me, a black one.
I haven't seen one of those in a while. Last one I saw was kind of black and had the blue trim on it. Looked cool as shit.
I haven't seen one in a long time. This one was black.
That's one I never saw the finish to. I think it was DeMuro. that bought the i8 that was overheating. That it was... He bought it from an auction. It said it was overheating. He thought, hey, maybe I can take a look at it and fix it. And he had like 4 different mechanics go through this car, and they could never figure out what the problem was. I can't remember, was that DeMuro or was that somebody else on...
I'm thinking that was somebody
YouTube?
else. I don't know. That doesn't really sound like a DeMuro thing.
I'll have to look that up and find out again. But I mean, that's...
But I could kind of see the DeMuro video. This is my overheating i8.
This is my BMW i8, and it's broken.
Among its many quirks and features are the
It
fact that it
overheats.
overheats.
I love the supercut of Doug DeMuro. This supercut.
Yeah.
This.
I like Cars and Bids, but like, I like old Doug DeMuro.
Jalopnik Doug DeMuro.
Yeah, not how he is now. It's almost over the top and on purpose.
Well, it is. It absolutely is.
But like,
he found a formula that people watch.
The problem is that so much people still watch it because it's not that good anymore.
The one when he bought the Charger, that was the funniest one.
I liked old Jalopnik era DeMuro because he always had the 2 Doug cars every year.
Yeah, that was like the time.
He is the reason why CarMax no longer has an unlimited warranty anymore.
Right?
Him and that fucking Land Rover.
I know.
Did the warranty repairs on that thing ever eclipse the actual purchase price of it?
I don't think it did. No. Oh, we have one at work right now, a cursed one.
Well, that one wasn't cursed. It was just a Land Rover.
No, we have a cursed vehicle at work right now.
It's definitely cursed, and it needs to just go away.
And
it was funny that everything panned out the way it did. So, when this vehicle arrived, fresh off the truck, it didn't work. Many problems.
And then we fixed it.
Even the field tech, which is the appointed representative of the actual manufacturer, came out.
No.
And he left scratching his head.
Wow.
But then we came to a resolution, car got fixed. And we sold it. Because brand new car, no miles on it, literally came off the truck with a problem. And so we got a car that came in with a no start with very, very low miles. So testing resulted that power was not happening with the starter happening.
No, power was going to the starter, it just wasn't turning. We needed a starter.
That's right, yeah. So starter.
So the engine turning happening thing wasn't working.
Right. Correct. So we got a new one. And then car sat for a while in cranky cranks. So the electrical box making 12-volt deals, that was a... So, just toss another one in.
No, we put a starter in it, and now it cranks. But it don't start.
Well, yeah, I had to give him a new battery, though. He needed a new battery,
yeah.
too. But, yeah, no, and he's like, dude, you got to see this. I was just peeing. I was like, I want to go pee. And he brought me over, and he goes, look. And he goes and hits it, goes, start, 2, 3 cranks, boom, right up, like just every other car in the world. And then, boom. And then the screen said, shift to neutral to start engine.
And
I looked at him, and then I said, why is it? And he goes, neutral. And then it just crank. Shift to park to start engine.
Hold up.
Lever position sensor.
Nope. It's got a bad ground somewhere. It's got to be a ground. Because it's not grounding out the neutral safety switch. That's why it's flashing that. And it's not grounding out the immobilizer the way it's supposed to, because it's the immobilizer that shut it off.
He went back to park and then hit it again, and then it did one crank, and then all the malfunction lights lit.
Yep.
The cluster went like this, and then everything went dark, and then came back on.
Yep.
And I said,
this car's haunted.
Let's
move
with
on.
That.
Kill it with fire.
So that's the thing. So I made a joke. I was like, you know what? I said, it's that guy's fault. and like I was pointing at another guy in the shop, and I was like, he had one of these, a blue one too, and it was all fucked up and everything. And then
We pulled the history up on it.
It was that one.
It's
yeah,
that one.
it's that one. Like, no, that car, just give them their money back, whatever. Just that car needs to go away. That one's haunted. It's cursed. It needs to go. It's like, how long before we actually sold it? It was like a good solid 4 months this car sat.
Yeah.
Before it was resolved in the first place.
Well, that's like we've got a Lightning vehicle.
The video was just moving, but it's like 35 seconds behind.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
way
fine.
behind. That's
Yeah.
just like we've got a Lightning vehicle out back.
Same make.
I have
same
said,
model,
I have tried to beg these fucking insurance adjusters.
Nope.
If the car got hit by lightning, it's totaled. Don't do it. Don't do it. Because 100,000 volts of electricity went through the electrical system of this car. I can't tell you what's broken.
It's all broken.
First off, it's all broken. Secondly, if I fix all of the things that are broken that I can see, so
There's 25 other things you didn't
Hey,
see that
a
are
week from now, I get it
kinda
all.
runs now, though.
I get it all fixed, and a week from now, something else is going to break. Everything got just absolutely violently annihilated by.
treat it like a flood car.
Yeah, it's a flood car. Jump it.
We're currently waiting on our next approval from the insurance company for the next module to be replaced.
Yes.
So far,
What's the bill on that thing right now?
Oh, I don't know because it's all goofy. So we have to bill it to our body shop, not on the repair order.
Oh God.
Yeah, but I know it's 5 modules so far, including the ECM, the AC control head module, and then the instrument cluster,
And the wiring harness.
and 2 wiring harnesses.
Uh-huh.
And now we're waiting on approval for the ABS module, the whole pump for that. But yeah, no, 5 different computers, the AC control, and then instrument cluster, and 2 of the wiring harnesses have been replaced so far.
That's
And it
insane.
kind of runs-ish, sort of. Not
It
really.
runs right now if you jumper a wire between 2 harness connectors.
So
to
it's
make
still
it-
broken.
The
Yeah.
radio works, though.
Oh, perfect.
Well, when the car came in, totally dead.
Yeah, and 2 of
Nothing
the windows,
worked.
And 2 of the windows are down. You still can't roll them up.
Yeah, nothing worked. I mean, you get in it, you push the button, nothing happens. The one blind spot detection light on the mirror stayed on no matter what you did. The other mirror is where it got hit by lightning. It
It was
actually
gone.
hit in
Body
the mirror.
control's cooked.
It actually hit in the
We already did
mirror.
the body control module.
And, yeah.
It was one of the things we did.
And I'd say almost every other thing that was connected to the can is also cooked.
Correct.
Yeah, we've covered at least half of them by now. That
I-
car is just
I-
that's a damned car. But the thing is, it's got low miles, and they have like the good insurance. The thing was like 50 new or whatever, and they're they still have more room to go, but like still, like you said, like from the initial.
It's not
it's
even
just-
about the value money. It's not about the monetary value.
No, things are going
Up
to happen
front.
later, no matter what.
It is the liability.
of course.
Because at this
Fuck.
point, sorry, Kia warranty is out, brother.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know, your factory warranty is gone.
it's gone. Yeah.
Like anything that happens to that car from this point forward, the insurance company
I
is
mean,
on
not
the
to
hook.
mention, I can't even imagine what the diminished value hit's going to be on that thing because of the
Right.
Carfax thing. This thing
The
was hit by
Carfax
lightning.
is going to show
This thing was
massive
hit-
electrical problems.
This thing is hit by lightning, and when anybody at a dealership pulls up the VIN on that car and looks at all the work that was done on it, they're going to be like, "What the absolute shit is this?"
Right.
So auction car.
Auction car?
We can try it.
Let's see if it'll work.
I don't know. Car hit by lightning. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't put the. Hang on.
No, the video was working pretty well when I just checked, actually.
No, wrong car. That was the last one.
Hang on, I gotta upload the new one.
Yeah, I was gonna say when I just checked
Really?
the video, it's working like damn near perfect.
Oh, yeah, I got to bring it up on my phone. I forgot to do that.
Delete. Add.
Uh,
Files. Give us just a second here, guys. I'm bringing up the bringing trailer card.
There's technical
Dan?
indifferences. Yes, sir.
Your phone has 5G right now?
Maybe, if we're lucky.
Hoping.
Haha!
Okay. And
Open up your browser and let me borrow your phone because mine ain't working for shit.
the cab car is right. Boop. Nope. Hold on. Boop. There it is.
I just need the web browser.
Oh, you need the web browser?
Yeah.
Oh.
Hold on. There it is.
Yeah, sorry. Bing bong.
Here, I'm on the.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say, yeah, you
I'm
handed
on.
it back to me.
I'm
I
on
got
Starlink.
I got 2G now. Well, listen here. All right, just because you're all like with today's technology and satellites and Tesla and EVs and junk,
Listen, I'm just
All right.
saying. Thank God for Starlink
right? It's
because
your ass, hasn't it?
I cannot get like cable internet out here. I can't get wired internet.
And honestly,
Xfinity says they will be coming to this area, but they don't know when. It
Yeah,
could be 3
it's-
weeks or 3 years from now.
it's 3
And
to
I need to
5
be able to
business
watch
months.
Netflix.
Like you said earlier, it's 5 to 7 business months.
Yeah, 3 to 5 business months.
Hi, sweeties.
That's the thing. So when we order a hybrid battery,
Uh-huh.
they come from Korea,
Oh, I
and they
noticed that
cannot
too.
come on an airplane. They have to ship by boat
Correct.
because they're
Oh,
a
that's
hazardous
a-
material, and the airlines won't let them fly. So
Stops it. Stops it. with
it'll
the
be here in
lickings.
3 to 5 business months.
Oh,
Oh, fun.
wow, that's clean. And it's got
Oh.
blue interior. Is that a Prelude or an Accord?
That is an Accord.
That is an Accord hat.
Coupe.
Ugh! I almost bought one, a blue one.
There used to be a guy in Beverly Hills that lived down the street from me that had this exact same car, that color, everything. And it was stock, just like this, and it was mint.
So what we have here is a 1986 Honda Accord LXI, two-door coupe,
Parts are from the Honda dealership.
Montreal
Whatever.
blue metallic, Arizona owned,
It's that blue then.
unmodified.
Yeah, when I bought my red 300ZX shitbox,
96,000 miles.
the guy had one of these too, and he wanted the same price for it, and I didn't want it, and I should have.
You should have.
It was blue, flippy uppy lights, blue interior, 180 something thousand miles, ran perfect.
Look at that thing.
Manual trans. Oh, look at that thing though. I know it's auto tragic, but that is a freaking glorious
this
car.
has a 2-liter inline 4. It's front-wheel drive. Has a 4-speed automatic overdrive. It's a hatchback. It's gray interior. Has a clean Arizona title. It is located in Phoenix. And
Look at that. Oh
Wow.
my god!
Look at the underhood.
No
man. It's
way.
clean.
so yeah, this thing has a stock 13-inch wheels and wheel covers, pop-up lights, cloth upholstery, rear cargo covers, air conditioning, power windows and door locks, and cruise control.
How many miles does it have on it?
96,000.
Oh, wow.
So this
So
has
low, but, like,
some chips,
damn.
scratches, and dings around the exterior, which, of course, 2017 date code on the tires, one cracked wheel cover, a little bit of wear in the driver's seat, one sagging sun visor, and it says corrosion on underbody components, but the pictures out of there.
I think they mean that absolutely almost minuscule surface rust.
Yeah, that's kind of what they mean.
Like, this car has been driven in a rainstorm before.
So December 2021, it passed emissions inspection. November 2023, engine oil and filter changed. Water
What?
pump, timing belt, serpentine belt, thermostat, and left engine mount.
What state was it in again?
Arizona.
Arizona. Oh, good. Dude, that car is
March
so
2018.
Factory
it
head
had-
unit.
I see that.
Yeah, so March 2018, it had
Those old
oil
man
pan
ones.
gasket replaced and valve cover gasket replaced and power steering fluid flushed.
Ooh, that's a hard one to put a price on.
Oof. Like,
Look how
it's,
nice
it's
it
hard to put a
is!
price on it because they're not
It has both keys.
collectibles.
They're not collectibles, but at the same time, that one's collectible.
Right.
Yeah, like I said, I think this one, I kind of figured this one might sort of stump you.
It's rare because nobody kept these and nobody kept up on these.
Yeah, these
But
were
These
applied.
were appliance cars.
The Accord
appliance cars.
hatches are like, just
It's cool, but it's not cool because it's like a fun car. It's not fast. It's not like this is a sports car. This is.
I disagree with you on one point. I've never driven the coupe, but I did drive a four-door, an '86 four-door that my buddy had when we, back when we were in high school, and it was manual. It wasn't Autotredic. It was a 5-speed, but even though it was a 4-door coupe, it was a pretty fun car.
In the sense of
it was actually a really good chassis that drove really well, and even though it was the 4-door, you could still toss it into the corner, and
it's a Honda.
This was the time too where, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Integra was starting to come in, and at the time this was almost like the Integra.
I think these predate the Integra, at least here in America.
I feel like this Accord is the prelude to the Integra. And I did that on purpose, but
that was a pretty good one.
See what you did there, buddy.
I really do, and I have driven because I drove that car a couple times because I did work for the guy with that 300ZX, and he had that car too, and I drove it a couple times, and I was just fixated on rear-wheel drive T-tops, 300ZX, and
I just mean that
I genuinely like the car.
I just mean it in the sense of this was not
It wasn't a sports car.
It wasn't a sports car.
No,
this is an appliance.
Nothing anybody wanted. No.
It was an appliance, and no one kept them. They were throwaways.
Yeah.
You bought this. You put 200,000 miles on it. You threw it away.
Yeah, when the air conditioning quit working and the interior fell apart, and
I got the number.
And the air conditioning, and it got to be more expensive to fix than it was worth, because at that point, when these things hit the bottom of their depreciation,
chat has to say,
because these cars at the bottom of their depreciation curve,
$300
less.
Right. I'll give it to you if you'll get it out of my yard.
Yeah, these were the cars. Yeah, these became the cars that hey, just give me $100, get it out of my yard.
Right.
This was the car that you could literally buy for $100, put $100 into it, and you could drive it for 2 years.
Right. Old school Mike says 17.5.
I got a solid number, and I think I'm too high, to be honest. 8,000.
Where are you at, buddy?
I was right about in theirs, but I'm gonna lowball it at
I feel like I want to say
4,500.
I want to say 6512. It's a very broad spectrum where it could be, but I'm thinking eight grand's. I'm thinking that's about. But at the same time, I don't. It's
I say
that's a hard one.
4,000 to 20,000.
Right,
But $4,000 is my number.
4,000 for you.
No, you want to be higher than that though. A little bit, not much. I don't know, dude. Again, that's a good pick, Brian. That's a really
great
good pick.
I am totally stumped, but I'll just say 4,000.
So he's 4,000.
I guess I'm 8,000.
And
yeah.
he's 17.8.
Yeah.
So this was kind of tricky on how to score this one, because we go by Price is Right rules. Closest usually wins, but closest without going over is the victor. 7,000.
Really? $7,000? Yeah.
Closest without going over, I won.
Yeah. No, I think honestly that's between
like I said,
between what Chris and I said was a
it could have
perfectly
fallen
fair.
anywhere. That's one of those cars the possibility of somebody who's got a ridiculous amount of disposable income.
It's the day of the week it sells, you
right.
know? If it was maybe an hour earlier, some guy might have been like, dude, I'm gonna fucking chunk $20,000 at that.
Okay, you know what? I think on Bring a Trailer, the price probably would have been closer to what Mike said.
Yeah, absolutely. If it had been on Bring a Trailer, two guys who had one in high school who wanted to relive their glory days would have seen that and got into a bidding war, and it would have been $22,000.
Two guys who borrowed one from their mom and lost their virginity in high school would be the
right. That's what I'm saying. They want to relive their glory days, and it doesn't matter what the cost is. They're just going to have it.
I want to look at that. One more thing on that car.
There's 75 pictures, so there wasn't a ton of pictures on this one, but like I said, seeing the engine bay, seeing what I did see of the underside, I was like, yeah, there's no rust in this car.
But $7,000, that's a fair price for that car. That's actually a great price for that car.
That was the perfect price for that car on that day.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, and honestly too, with Bring a Trailer, if you haven't been on there in a while, you should peek on there because it's really calmed down with the Bring a Trailer tax, to be honest.
Really?
With a lot of cars.
Well, now if they would just make it easier to save the pictures off.
No, it's still fucked. It is.
Yeah, that's the dumbest shit ever.
But anyway.
So is that whole image thing? Is that just in Firefox, or does it do that in Edge or Opera?
I've used Edge and Chrome for it. It does the same thing.
Oh, okay, just checking.
Yeah, it's just the format. Ever since they changed the website to the new design or whatever. But anyway, guys, Thank you for coming along to the
audio
The
podcast.
clip show?
The audio podcast.
Right.
the audio podcast.
The stop motion animation that has been our show tonight.
We're like
Yes.
Tim Burton tonight.
No, I'm thinking this is more like Gumby level stop motion.
Right.
I was trying
It's
to think nicely. but-
the whole stream. So, thank you guys for watching.
Have
We had a
good
great
night.
time. Have a good night,
We'll
and
be
we'll
back
see
in
you
2
in
weeks.
Yeah, we'll
2
be back
weeks.
in 2 weeks. We'll have all of us. The band
And
will be back.
we'll be
together.
back on cable internet where you can see us.